Good afternoon, everybody. Big Mike back here with you once again. Welcome back to Big Mike Talks, where today I'm going to bring to you the week that was in pro wrestling. Pretty entertaining week. Sorry, not going to be covering Monday Night Raw. I ended up watching the Home Run Derby, which was okay, I guess. So, going to start off with NWA, Power, then gonna move to AEW Dynamite. And we'll see where the rest of the week goes. I'll talk about that a little later. So we start off with NWA Power. We get a hype video for the final match of the Crockett Cup. But our first match is for the NWA Women's Tag Team titles, as the King Bees take on Reka Tahaka and Tiffany Nieves. Reka and Tiffany have really stood out as a unit, especially against their previous opponents. This match was... It really felt like it had trouble getting out of first gear. Definitely some good stuff going in, especially with Charity King and Reka Tahaka. Those two super heavyweights. Tiffany doing her usual shtick. But eventually, Charity King hits the King's Kiss for the victory and the retention. A kind of out of nowhere finish, but I understand where it's going. Hopefully we get some more prestige put on the women's tag team titles going forward. Next up, not surprised this isn't the main event, as it's the NWA World Heavyweight title on the line, as EC3 takes on Sam Adonis. Haven't seen Adonis in NWA in a bit. He's been doing stuff in AAA. And this match was pretty gosh darn entertaining. They went move for move, tit for tat. At one point, Sam Adonis counters out of a 1%er, which is crazy look. Eventually, EC3 gets the 1%er and then a pile driver to pick up the win and retain his title. So, definitely a step up from our opening contest. I'm surprised this didn't main event, but of course, the main event matchup, we got the Crockett Cup Finals, as it's the Southern Six, that's Alex Taylor and Kerry Morton, taking on the Immortals, that's Kratos and Odinson. And to say Kratos and Odinson pretty much dominated to start off would be an understatement. These powerhouses did almost everything in their power to win. However, it took the interference of one Ricky Morton, who is Kerry Morton's father. He's been the manager of the Southern Six since the beginning. And he pushes Odinson off the top rope, hits a crazy low blow. And then at that point, security is trying to escort him out. But then Kratos with a big old dive over the ring post, which that is absolutely nuts. At one point, Alex Taylor gets the Purpose Spray, which is this like hype up energy thing Odinson uses to Hulk up. If terms be, but that just absolutely unlocks Odinson, who hits a big old jackhammer, which I'm surprised that only got 2. Kratos tries for an electric chair suplex, but that gets blocked. Alex Taylor with the low blow. Kerry Morton with the roll up to pick up the win. So, definitely very interesting final. Maybe we see Odinson and Kratos get some comeuppance. And maybe another tag title shot, considering in the previous round they beat the current tag team champions. So then we see Southern Six celebrating with the Crockett Cup. In comes the interviewer with the Southern Six pretty much saying, look, we're not surprised. No one believed in us. Bigger they are, the harder they fall. Now this is Southern Six territory, and this is just the beginning. So definitely have some higher heights for the Southern Six. I hope that includes Silas Mason, because he's definitely a big part of this. So, yeah, pretty darn good finale for the Crockett Cup. And setting up some more stories going forward. So that was Power. We now move to AEW Dynamite, episode number 250. That is definitely something to celebrate. And I know, ratings in the toilet, PU. I don't care. Well, not to say I don't care, but it doesn't affect my enjoyment of a show. As we kick off with maybe the match of the millennium. It's for the international title as MJF takes on Will Ospreay. And they put on a masterclass. They counted out of absolutely everything. One point we have Ospreay hitting a hidden blade, only for MJF to roll to the outside. At points you had MJF complaining Ospreay was pulling his hair, and then he did it right back to him, which that was pretty funny. Yeah, a lot of really big moves. I don't know if I can go through all of them, but near the end, in which they go almost an hour. Almost an hour match, which, god dang. So, end of the match, we have Ospreay hitting a top rope cutter, hitting Arana. He goes for the Stormbreaker, but that gets countered. Then hits a big old Spanish fly for a 2 count. MJF tries for a pile driver from the middle rope. That gets blocked by Ospreay. Ospreay with an Oz cutter from the top. Hidden blade. 1, 2, 2. And at that point, we get 1 minute remaining in the contest. 1 minute. So the rest is just pretty much a sprint to the end. Everyone trying to get to the big move of the match. Ospreay has MJF ready for the Tiger Driver, but Ospreay hesitates. He then lets him go. Then MJF pushes Ospreay into the referee. He then goes to the corner, puts on his Dynamite Diamond ring, KO punch, cover, and as time is about to run out, 1, 2, 3. So your winner and new AEW International Champion, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF. I gotta tell you, this was probably my favorite match of the year. Definitely real early match of the year candidate. So, post-match, we get officials in, doctors in. They're checking on both guys. MJF gets an oxygen mask put on him, a la what happened to him at Revolution, not this past year, but the year before against Bryan Danielson, where he used that as a weapon to win in their Iron Man match. And he's up, he's celebrating with the oxygen mask on. And you see the camera keep cutting to the smoking gun, aka the Dynamite Diamond Ring. And I am going to say this. This is one of my favorite matches of the year so far. This is going to get interesting because now we all thought Ospreay and Ricochet, fingers crossed, were going to battle for the international title at Wembley. I think we're going to get the rematch. Now, I'm going to say this. I originally thought we were going to go for a time limit draw, but I was super surprised MJF won this. But maybe I shouldn't be, because these are two of the best in their game, and they're doing some great work. I cannot wait for that rematch. Maybe it's at All In, maybe it's at All Out. If you had to turn yourself about, that's not a real show, I promise. But yeah, that was an absolute war. If you got an hour to kill in the next couple of days, I cannot recommend this match enough. So, anyway, we go backstage. You have the Acclaimed talking to Mark Briscoe, with the Acclaimed saying, "We want in for Blood and Guts for Team AEW." Mark Briscoe's like, "Yeah, of course you guys are in. Of course, wasn't just my call." In walks Swerve, pretty much saying, "Look, me and the Briscoes, we've been to war. Well, now it's time for us to get on the same page. I know you guys want a piece of the Bucks. And you had my backs last week. You're in. And the Elite, we're coming for you. For Blood and Guts." I know there's a lot of people down on the Acclaimed on this team. I think it does make sense, because, the Acclaimed and the Young Bucks are in a rivalry. Are the Acclaimed a little cold right now? Maybe, but I still get a kick out of them. We then see for the announced for All In, Danielson versus Swerve for the AEW World Title. Woo! Can't wait for that one. And then we slow it down with TV time with the Learning Tree, as Big Bill introduces Chris Jericho, telling Little Rock, stepping their game up about their crime situation, in which, okay. Then he says, "Look, I've been on pretty much every episode of Dynamite so far. I'm not stopping now until episode 500. And it's clear people need to keep listening to the Learning Tree, because good things happened. And if they don't, well, people are getting hurt." He then shows footage of the Learning Tree attacking Samoa Joe, Hook, and Shibata the last couple weeks. Saying, then he continues, the teachings of Jericho should not be ignored. What psychopath would not listen to me? Someone who has to be outside their mind. That cues up Minoru Suzuki. He comes out. He has a little piece of paper. Doesn't do the Kazami Nore, unless I missed it. Unless I totally missed it. I didn't hear that. Grabs Chris Jericho's microphone saying, "Next week." He then kind of pushes it back. Hands Brian Keith the piece of paper he has. Opens it up. It's a warning from AEW that Big Bill and Brian Keith are both banned from ringside for Blood and Guts next week for the FTW title match between Jericho and Suzuki. And then Suzuki turns and laughs at Jericho, hits him with a headbutt right to the chest. Big Bill and Brian Keith then walk off. Yeah, I hope Suzuki absolutely destroys Jericho. No offense to Jericho, he's doing some good work. He's being the smarmy, meme heel that I think he needs to be. But he can use some time off. Just gonna say that. We then go backstage for a promo with Nicholas, Matthew, and Okada of the Elite. They're confronting what was said about from the Acclaimed. And Acclaimed are saying they're going to be 2-time champs. Not on our watch. Next week, we'll still have all the gold and the power. We're so bad he'll have to vacate the title before All In, which got a big old boo. Then in walks Mercedes Moné, who thanks the Elite for banning Britt Baker from the arena and the backstage area. There's no drama from DMD tonight. Then we kind of see Okada whisper to Nicholas, and then Nicholas asks, "Oh, could you do your CEO dance for us?" She does it. It's awkward. And then Mercedes Moné leaves. We cut to Kazuchika Okada, who's like, that's hot. I'm going to say this. Okada being, the comedy guy, never saw that coming. But he's great for this role in the Elite. I'm definitely interested to see what he does in the near future. And speaking of Mercedes Moné, she's got a lot on her plate as she's defending her TBS title against the native beast and AEW original Nyla Rose. And this was pretty much domination since the start for Rose, including her bunch of hip attacks, a cannonball, a Vader bomb, which was absolutely awesome. Moné then fights back a little bit, hits a Bronco Buster, which I haven't seen that one in a while, into a Meteora only for a 2 count. Then Moné with a Bulldog from the top rope, which that was absolutely crazy. Then Moné takes out a special glove that says CEO on it, has some fake nails, puts it on, goes for the lockjaw, which, okay, I understand that. But then you see Nyla Rose biting down because Moné isn't a dentist and she doesn't know the pressure points. Then Moné transitions into the Statement Maker, which is a very weird, very, very weird name for a finishing move to get the submission victory. And as she's celebrating on the outside, she runs into somebody in a Sting mask holding an anti-CEO sign. Moné takes it out of their hand, rips it down the middle. Then the masked fan attacks Moné right in the face. As they take off the mask, it's Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. And as the good doctor is trying to run down Moné, security gets between them. So, this match seems like it's on for All In. That's going to be an absolute banger. Then we go to a promo from Jack Perry backstage saying, "Darby, you got my attention. I don't give a shit who you know." And then we reveal he beat up Christopher Daniels, takes him in another room, continues the beatdown, comes out, looks right into the camera, says, "Come find me tonight. I'll show you what a real sacrifice looks like." So, definitely some fight ones from Jack Perry. Gonna be interesting to see where this one goes. We then get an in-ring promo from Mariah May, who was actually all dressed up like Timeless Toni Storm, using the entrance, and it was absolutely great. Like, I'm gonna get to the context of her promo, but I'm gonna say I love it when wrestlers dress as other wrestlers, like when CM Punk dressed up as Matt Hardy, Damien Sandow dressed up as different wrestlers, the Meta Powers with Curtis Axel, and I think that was Sandow as Macho Man, which I love stuff like that. Those mind games, they add something extra to a feud, in which this, I think, kind of needed it. Anyway, so May is on the microphone. She says, Toni Storm, you're a woman so desperate to us for the spotlight that she gave it all away. And everyone's asking, Mariah, what took you so long? It was so easy to manipulate Toni Storm, and I was just having so much fun doing it, and I was seeing how far I could have this go. But then I saw Wembley on the calendar. I'm going to take out the old guard in front of as many people as possible. And I see so much more. Don't worry, Toni. I still love you. And I've never loved you more than when you were on your knees, bleeding, begging for my name. That was your greatest performance, and mine will be at All In, where wrestling is all about Mariah. That was a solid promo from Mariah May. And I know there's a lot of doubters about her star power. I think she's going to show everybody what she's about at All In. That's going to be a hell of a matchup. Then we get a little recap of what happened with the Trios titles on Collision. We then get a recap interview where the Bang Bang Gang were trying to keep their titles. You can't take them away from us just because Jay White is out. Daniels comes in and saying, look, it's not popular what I'm doing here, but it's my job. I got no other choice. So, Juice Robinson and the Guns hand the Trios titles over. Turn to the camera with Juice Robinson taking the lead, saying, Christian and the gang, you think we're scared of you? We're coming home with the gold, and there's nothing you can do to stop us. So, yeah, patriarchy. That's what I was thinking of. So, yeah, definitely an interesting little setup. Although, there's a little bit flaw in this stripping of the titles logic. Because if you remember, when Adam Cole first got hurt, MJF substituted Samoa Joe to help him defend the titles. Why can't the Bang Bang Gang go Freebird rule on the Trios titles? I don't understand that. And now you got a rematch with the Bang Bang Gang, but this time Juice? I don't know. This doesn't make sense to me. Hopefully it'll make sense in the near future. And we get some interesting Trios title champions. And then Fine Alamo, our main event of the evening, as it's Kazuchika Okada, the international champion, taking on Swerve Strickland, the AEW World Champion. And this starts with a really good back and forth, including a missed house call, a blocked Rainmaker, Lots of roll-ups, lots of strong style uppercuts too. Like, dang. Okada tries for a body slam. Swerve gets out of it. It's a Death Valley driver. Goes up, goes for the Swerve stomp. That gets blocked with the knees. Okada with a scoop slam and a middle rope elbow drop. Only for 2. And to say Okada has the best drop kicks in wrestling still rings true. And as Swerve was going up top, getting ready for the Swerve stomp, in come the Young Bucks to attack Swerve. So your winner by DQ is Swerve Strickland. Out comes the Acclaimed to even the odds. Then out comes Jack Perry. Mark Briscoe comes out. They all have a brawl. And then right in a row, you have Mark Briscoe with a big dive. Jack Perry with a DDT. Swerve with a house call. He's standing tall in the middle of the ring. Whose music would happen to hit? It's Hangman Adam Page. He comes out. He has a little face-off with Swerve. But the Young Bucks take Swerve out of the ring, start beating him down. Team AEW looks one short. Security breaks it up. Whose music hits? It's Darby Allin. However, he doesn't come out at first. So the Elite are just kind of looking around. Where is he? Where is he? You see Team AEW in the ring. Darby Allin coming down from the rafters. Rappelling from the rafters, just like his boy Sting. Lands in the ring. And the brawl just continues on to end the show. As much as I'm annoyed that AEW did a DQ finish, I do think it does kind of make sense to build for Blood and Guts, which is a week away, which is crazy to think about. But yeah, I'm definitely okay with the DQ finish. Still makes both guys look really good. And saves them for the Absolute War coming next week. So that'll do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. Regularly scheduled programming on Mondays where I'll cover SmackDown, Rampage. I'll try to get Collision in, but no promises. And then I'll take a look at the results for TNA's Slammiversary. I hope you guys all tune in for that. Till next time, happy wrestling, everybody. Peace.